Okay, so let's get started. I'll start sharing my screen. We'll quickly go over yesterday's homework first, and then we will start with the study plan for the IELTS test. And I know that many of you are preparing by yourself. So I will tell you what you should be doing, where you should start. So a question that I often get is, where should I start? What should I start with? Especially if I'm a beginner. So if you're a beginner, or if you don't know much about the IELTS test, this is where you should start. So let me start sharing my screen. And since many of you are here for the first time, I can see in the chat section that most of you are here for the first time. So which means you probably don't know me. So let me introduce myself before we get started. I'm Swati. I'm an IELTS trainer and an English expert here at LeapScholar. I have more than 8 years of experience. I have more than 5,000 hours of teaching experience, and I have helped more than 3,000 students achieve their band scores in the IELTS test. I am a British Council certified IELTS trainer and a TESOL Canada board certified English language trainer. So this is everything you need to know about me. Any questions you have about the IELTS test, I am more than happy to help you with it. So today we'll be looking at a step-by-step study plan. But before we do that, for those of you who attended yesterday's session, today we will be going over yesterday's homework, which was an essay topic. So yesterday we talked about writing a good essay, how to structure a good essay. So we'll start from there. And those of you who did not attend yesterday's lecture, you can go back and watch the video on YouTube. It has been uploaded there. We talked a lot about what you should be doing in order to write a good essay. So let's start with that. The assignment was this. This was the question. Yes, Indrajit. The ideas for the essay is what we talked about. So I told you that today I will be teaching you a trick to generate ideas for questions like this. So I will be teaching you that. Before that, I would like to hear your ideas for this question. The question was, many parents ask their children to focus on education and not to spend time on other activities. What are the advantages and disadvantages? So this was the question, and I wanted you to give me 6 to 8 ideas. I wanted maybe 4 for advantages and 4 for disadvantages. Okay, so let's start discussing this. 5 minutes we will do this, and then we will start with the study plan. Yes? Okay. All right, hit me up in the chat. I'm waiting for you to share your ideas. Advantages. What advantages are there for parents to ask their children to focus only on education and not spend time on anything else? Okay, so advantage is, okay, singular focus. All right, so they are more focused. What else? Advantages. Academic system, good career, okay. Scores, good scores, okay. Singular focus, so better performance, okay. Career, it is important for their future, yes. Good marks, yes, I've already written that. Okay, so I've written already career and good scores. What else? Okay, socially acceptable, okay. Fantastic. Achievements, okay. What else? Confidence, yes, great point. Lifestyle, okay. Wisdom, okay, now that's debatable. Focusing only on education. Goals, absolutely. Okay, so they learn to go after their goals. Okay, yes, they are more disciplined as well. Factual knowledge, fantastic. Great. Okay, so I think now we have enough ideas for advantages. Let's go over disadvantages next. Lack of communication, okay. Okay. Okay, not following passion. Okay, what else? Interaction, okay, communication interaction, right? They become a recluse. What else? Monotony, absolutely. Social life, okay, they become introverted. Okay. Unhealthy, yes, fantastic. They become lazy, okay, I suppose you could say that. We can say physically unhealthy. Right, right. Lack of growth in other fields. Okay, poor confidence. Okay, so socially awkward, maybe unexplored, isolation, yes. Okay, stress also, loss of creativity, stress. Okay, so we'll stop there. Now I think we have plenty of ideas. What we should do next is we have to, what do? Anyone remembers from yesterday? So once we have listed out all our ideas, actually in your exam, you don't need these many ideas. If you have 6 ideas, that is sufficient. Once you have ideas, what do we do next? Yes, we split it up into important ideas and smaller ideas. So we have to prioritize. Now, before we prioritize, first let's combine. Inside advantages, which of these can I combine? Achievements, goals, this I can combine, right? So achievements, singular focus, this leads to achievements, this leads to goals, this I can combine. Yes. What else? Confidence, factual knowledge, scores, socially acceptable, I can combine. Future career, combine. Yes. Why have I split it up like this? So the first 3 things are related to academic, right? Academic performance. Whereas the next 3 are about, this is the social view, how society sees it. Are you able to hear me now? Okay, I am switching. Just a moment. Now I have fixed it. So I think the issue should have been sorted. Right. Yes, Rafi, I will be talking about the use of different perspectives. Great. So after we are done with this, now we are segregating it. So we have to put it into different categories. Once you have your ideas, categorize your ideas. So now I'm saying the first 3 ideas are related to academic performance. The second 3 are related to how the society views them. And then these 3 are talking about the future. Yes. So future impact, I can say. All right. Now the same thing we will do with the next paragraph. Disadvantages. Which ones can I combine? I can combine communication problems, isolation, socially awkward. Yes. Can I combine these 3? What are those 3 related to? And yes, hi. Communication problems, socially awkward, isolation. What are these related to? Right? And stress and fine. Not following the passion. Yes. So these things are related to the mental state. Right. So how they are, right. Or I can even call it personality development. Sure. So I can say that this is related to the personality or their mental state. And not following the passion, having a monotonous life, and becoming unhealthy, loss of creativity. What are these things? These things are things that affect the future impact, right? So as soon as you have listed your ideas, it is a good idea for you to separate them into categories, because once you separate them, it becomes very nicely organized. Now you can decide what you want to use as the most important point. For example, in advantages, I can say that the most important point is the impact it has on future. Yes, and then I can use the social view as well as the academic achievements as my smaller ideas. Lack of team spirit. Yes, Pavan, we can add that in disadvantages. Yes, so I can decide in disadvantages what is more important. I can say the personality of the person is more important, and I will use this as my first point. Yes, and I will use the future impact to elaborate on that. For example, here in advantages, I can use this as my first point. Yes. So now you can see that when you have more ideas, when you have more words, you can write better sentences. So for example, I can write this sentence as when children are limited to academic knowledge, they learn to cope, right? They learn to cope with deadlines and are well equipped to achieve their career goals as well as to approach it with confidence. Yes, as well as fitness problem. Those are disadvantages. Here I'm talking about the advantages. So the impact. When children are limited to academic knowledge, they learn to cope with deadlines and are well equipped to achieve their career goals as well as and gain the confidence to proceed with discipline. Yes, right. So I'm just giving you an example of how you can frame a sentence with multiple ideas. So when you are writing ideas, it is not necessary that you should only have one or two ideas. If you have more ideas, go ahead and combine them. When you combine them, you can write great sentences. Yes. All right. Okay, guys, so that's it for the assignment. Let's move on to the study strategy. I will be going over things that you can do, and it will be a week by week study plan. Yes. So the study plan for week 1 will be starting with listening. Can any of you tell me why we start with listening? What do you think? Why should we start with listening? Anyone? Especially if you're a beginner, I advise you to start from listening. Why? Right? It's easy, yes, and understanding and concentration, fantastic. So understanding starts from listening. So listening is the starting point. So if you are a beginner, if you have never attempted the IELTS exam before, or you don't know what to expect in the IELTS exam, you should start with the listening section, especially getting used to the accents. We are expected to understand different accents, be it UK, USA, Australia, Canada. So we need to start with training our ears. Yes, Pavan, you're correct. So first things first, understand the listening test format. You can find all the information on the IDB site as well as the LeapScholar site. You can find all the listening test format. So you should know what the listening test is like, and then you should start listening to audio clips. Now, if you are new to this, initially, directly answering the listening audio will be a challenge. So I would suggest you start with watching English movies with subtitles and watch something from UK or USA or Ireland even. Try and listen to different accents. Australian is also great for learning. So listening to the English movies with the subtitles is the first step. So here you are learning different sentence structures, you're listening to different sentence structures. Whenever you hear something you don't understand, pause the video and write it down. So if you see a sentence in the subtitle that you did not understand, write it down and analyze that sentence and understand that sentence structure. This is the first step in listening. Once you do that, you will be able to identify your problem areas. Knowing what you're having a problem with, that is extremely important. For example, some of you may have a problem with vocabulary, right? You may notice, okay, I can understand the sentences, but certain words I don't know. I don't understand these specific words. So listening more and more will improve your vocabulary as well. Or suppose you're able to understand most of the words, but certain sentence structures are confusing for you, then you can focus on those sentence structures. You can write down the sentence that you don't understand, and you can learn those sentence structures. You will also be listening to the accent and become used to how they pronounce certain things. Yes, most of the words we will be able to understand, but some words, the pronunciation will be so different that we may not recognize it. So yes, Manmohan, the pronunciation is also something that we are paying attention to when we are practicing. So, okay, now you've been watching something on Netflix or Hotstar or Prime, and you've been watching and watching, you've been watching with subtitles, you've been writing the sentences down, you've been learning new sentences, fine. After this, once you are, okay, a little bit comfortable with this, then you can start listening to it without the audio. This is a big step because visual cues are something that contribute to understanding. So visual cues are things that you see. So apart from the words, we are also watching that person's expression, their body language. All of these things are called visual cues. They help us understand what is being communicated. So once you are comfortable understanding the movie or the video along with subtitles, then start listening without subtitles. After that, start listening without the video, because the visual cues help us to understand many things. But in the listening test, there are no visual cues. So this is to become more accustomed to what the actual exam is like. So please start listening to it. Once you are comfortable, start listening without the video. Yes? So we don't have any kind of video to help us. Yet, yes, podcasts are extremely useful for this. And even TED Talks, anything, it doesn't matter. You can use YouTube and you can listen to it. You can, yes, BBC radio, but your listening audio clips are usually on general topics, which is why it is better for you to listen to documentaries or TED Talks and podcasts. Radio, on the other hand, will not be not really in the same format. News is also in a different format. So it is more advisable for you to listen to podcasts and TED Talks rather than the news. Yes, news is in the format of a report. The language they use is different. The structure they use is different. Okay, all right. Now try watching movies from other countries as well, not just the UK and USA. For example, you will see Australian, Canadian, try listening to those as well, and practice note making. This is extremely important. Now, making notes, not just for vocabulary, making notes of important words. So the use of this is, in your IELTS exam, you know that there are 4 parts in the listening section. Usually the last part of listening is fast. The speaker is fast. Yes, and along with the speaker being fast, there is a lot of information. So information is also a problem. So this is something that you should learn to make notes for. The reason we make notes is so that even if we didn't get the answer directly, we can guess the answer based on the notes that we have written, right? So, yes, Devang, correct. The last part in the listening section is usually quite fast. Yes. So if this is a problem for you, you should start making notes. Making notes is very, very important, especially in questions where we don't get the answer directly. Yes. So suppose I have written two words, retail and shops. And in my question, I see the options, merchandise. So I can guess the answer. Yes. So it is very important for me to learn to make notes of only the important words, not too much, just one or two words. Yes. Do they use very hard vocabulary in listening? No. In listening, the vocabulary will not be very difficult. Yes. It is more difficult in the reading section, which we are going to be looking at. So these are the things that you should be doing if you are practicing listening. And after you are comfortable with all of this, only after that, start taking the listening mock tests, right? Don't get discouraged taking the listening mock test immediately. First, learn what the structure is like, then learn what kind of words they use, how they describe things, learn to make notes, write down sentences and words you don't understand. Then you can start listening to the mock tests. Last part is fast. Yes, Manmohan, I mean the speed of the speech. How fast are they speaking? Right. Okay, so let's move on to week 2. So this is your structure for week 1. This is what you should be doing in 1 week. Then we will move on to the next section. Okay, so before we move on to the next section, let's quickly go over the facility for speaking rooms. Now, I am talking about speaking rooms because for your speaking section, you need all 4 weeks. It is not sufficient to spend just 1 week. In fact, you should be spending months practicing speaking before your exam. So if you are a beginner for speaking, you should start 1 sentence at a time. Yes. So I know that speaking is very difficult. And even if we are able to write, when we are speaking, we have some hesitancy. Yes, we hesitate, we have gaps between our words, or we have filler sounds, thinking sounds between our words. Then we are thinking about what word to use. We are thinking about how do I complete this sentence. All of these problems are there in speaking. I am aware. So you should start 1 sentence at a time. Yes. So take anything, any kind of question, any topic. For example, let me take the question. Do you like to spend time outdoors? Suppose this is my question. Okay, this is a sample question. You can fillers means words like, suppose I'm answering this question and I say, I'll give you an example. I like sports, you know, spending time playing, you know. So if I keep using the word, you know, this is a filler. I have seen many students who use even actually as a filler. Some students use like as a filler, right? So anything that you use repeatedly and is not necessary in the sentence is a filler. And I'm also talking about filler sounds, thinking sounds like long pauses. All of these are fillers. So if I'm responding and I say, I like to spend time outdoors because this is something that we should avoid. But how do we avoid this? These pauses are usually there. Yes, basically is the most common filler. Yes, we hear that a lot. Many people say basically, basically, basically to everything. So this is something we should be careful about. And when we are answering a question, initially you may find it difficult to speak the whole sentence without any kind of pause or break in between. And we will be able to write the answer. If you ask this question, you will be able to write the answer for this saying, yes, I like to do this and I like to spend time outdoors. But when we are speaking it, we may have some gaps in between. Yes. So because of that, you should start by speaking one sentence at a time and be careful in that one sentence. I will not pause. I will not hesitate. I will not have thinking sounds and I will not use fillers. This is the first step. Yes. And if you have problems with sentence structures, learn sentence structures one at a time. Start with simple sentences. Yes. Okay. So I will start with a simple sentence by saying, yes, I like to spend time outdoors. Then I will change this into a compound sentence. So I'll stand in front of a mirror. First, I will say a simple sentence. Yes, I like to spend time outdoors. Then I will repeat this sentence and convert it into a compound sentence. So I will say, yes, I like to spend time outdoors and outside with my friends and go out with my friends. Now I have written a compound sentence, right? So when you are practicing in the mirror, say the same thing 3 times. First as a simple sentence, next as a compound sentence, and next as a complex sentence. Easiest way to write a complex sentence is to use reason. You can say because. Yes, so I will say, yes, I like to go outdoors because I like to spend time with my friends playing cricket. Yes, so when you are starting out, it can be difficult, but you should start with this process. First, answer using simple sentence, then answer using compound sentence, and then answer using complex sentence. The same sentence repeated in 3 different ways, replying to the same question. Repeating the sentences is how you become natural with it. So in your speaking section, the way you are judged depends on how natural you sound. So please start doing this. Yes? Okay. Now, many of you will ask me, where can I practice? How will I practice all by myself? Which is why we are talking about the speaking rooms. So the speaking room feature is available on our app, the IELTS Prep app by LeapScholar, and it is completely free. You can download this app from the App Store, and you can join this for completely free. You can practice with your friends. You can ask your friends to join this as well and practice with them and do this process that I taught you. Take one question and try answering the same question in simple sentence, then compound, and then complex sentence. Yes, the speaking rooms are an excellent feature that are completely free and you can use any time of the day. Like I said, even at 1 o'clock in the night, I have seen students who are practicing there because they are working a late night shift. So you can speak to your friends and practice with them any time of the day. You can host your own speaking room as well, or you can join a speaking room that is currently ongoing as well. Yes, so once you download the IELTS Prep by LeapScholar app, you can log in using your phone number and click on the speak button at the bottom. Right, and I do join the speaking rooms as well once in a while, maybe once or twice in a week. I join and I listen to students who are practicing. Yes, app is not available for iOS, but you can use an Android emulator such as Stacks. And from there, you can download the app and use the speaking rooms. Yes, I hope that answered your question, Malot. Okay. Right, so you can use BlueStacks for iOS devices. iOS, if you have an iOS device, you can use your laptop and you can use BlueStacks to download the app from there, and then you can use the app from there. I have tried it, it works. Yes. Okay. So the speaking rooms feature is something that is extremely useful, especially if you are starting with your practice. Yes. How can we use in laptop? You can just directly go to the website, but it is not, the speaking rooms are only available on the app. So if you want to use it on a laptop or a PC, you can use BlueStacks to do that. Yes. Download BlueStacks and download the app through BlueStacks, then you can use it. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. So I hope that all of you will make use of this feature. Yes, how many of you are planning to use the speaking rooms to practice your speaking? Yes. Okay, 6, 7. You can use the raise hand feature. Yes. 10. Fantastic. Great. You used it today. That's fantastic. Already using it. Great. Already installed. Spending time with friends practicing. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Good job. I'm so happy that all of you are making use of this feature. Like I said, it's completely free. So it is, yes, it's a great place for you to practice. Okay. So another thing is that here is something that is going to be a giveaway for you. If you attend 4 master classes in 1 week, you can unlock the fast track videos worth $2.99. The fast track videos include grammar lessons as well, where they teach you how to use complex sentences, how to use compound sentences. All of that is included in the fast track videos. So all you need to do is attend any 4 master classes in 1 week, and you need to use the same phone number. How can we keep count of attendance? It is automatically logged. Right. So this is the giveaway. All you need to do is just log in and attend 4 master classes. Please give me a moment. I will share the link for this, and you can join the master class. Right. The certificate will automatically be unlocked once you have attended 4 master classes. You're joining master classes every day. That's great. So we are giving home. So if you attend any 4 master classes, you will automatically be able to unlock the certificate as well as unlock the fast track videos. Yes, you can download the app and you can the classic class is also part of the master class. It doesn't matter. Whichever one you attend, master class will automatically be counted. Right. And what you will be able to see once you log in, Soumitra, all our batches are completely free. There's no payment. How is it possible? Because we have made all the classes and all the batches completely free. Yes. Okay. So the writing, you will see that once you log in, you will see the master classes. You can click on remind me. So if you click on a reminder here, you will be able to get a reminder for my next batch. You can join any of these upcoming master classes and learn whatever sections you need help with. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. Once the classes are done, you will be able to access the master classes on YouTube. The recording will be uploaded very soon, so you will be able to see that. If you've already completed 3 classes, once you complete the 4th one, automatically it will be unlocked. Yes. Okay, guys, so this is the giveaway. So please make sure to attend 4 classes this week, and you can unlock the fast track videos, which are worth $2.99. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once you subscribe, you will get notifications every time The video has been uploaded on YouTube. So even if you miss the masterclass, you can come back and watch it on our YouTube channel. How many classes can we attend free of cost? You can attend a full course. Right. So you have the master classes, which are free, and you have the speaking room features where you can practice speaking for free. And you also have the opportunity to unlock the fast track videos completely for free. Right. And yes, any questions? Okay. Yes, you can. Where can we see what we've unlocked? You can see it under My Courses. Please click on the Remind Me button for whichever masterclasses you want to be reminded. And please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that even if you miss the masterclass, you can come back and watch this. Yes? Okay. Coming back to our speaking plan that we were talking about, once you have started using the speaking rooms, please practice using simple, compound, and complex sentences with people that you are practicing with. Okay, so I'm sorry, guys, I'm seeing some questions here. Let me answer those questions in a minute. You can only join a free batch one time. Yes. Young Sheldon, yes, is a great show to watch if you're trying to learn. Yes, it is an American accent. You might want to practice more with British because British accents are more difficult to understand than American for us. Right. Okay, so coming back to this, practice in front of a mirror every day. And I say this because when you're practicing in front of a mirror, there are two things that you will notice. One, you will notice if your mouth is moving correctly. If you are keeping your mouth closed, your enunciation, intonation, and pronunciation will not be correct. So stand in front of a mirror. And if you notice that your mouth is not moving much, then you need to start enunciating better, enunciate clearly, move your mouth properly. This is why we ask you to stand in front of a mirror and practice. Yes. Okay. Next thing, we need to learn how to add details. You can add different types of details, reasons, comparisons, and references. And once you are comfortable doing all of this, and for those of you who are asking me how to add reasons, comparisons, and references, please watch my previous video on the speaking section where you can see how exactly you can add these kinds of details. Yes, right. Okay, so once you are comfortable with all of this, then you can start practicing with an alarm clock, because in your speaking test, it is timed, but you cannot see the timer. So set an alarm clock for 2 minutes or a stop clock for 2 minutes with a reminder and speak until you hear the alarm. Yes, please make sure that you are doing this. Once you are comfortable with adding details to your speaking, once you are comfortable with simple, compound, and complex sentences, after that, you need to start practicing with an alarm. Yes, and please use speaking rooms throughout so that it can improve your confidence. Confidence is something many students are always talking about. They say that I can speak when I'm with family and friends, but alone, I am afraid to, in front of someone I don't know, I'm afraid to speak. So please use this in order to improve. Yes, I am seeing some questions here. Can I prepare in 4 days? If your language level is already very good, yes, you can. But if you are at an intermediate or beginner level, then you definitely need to spend more time. How can I improve clarity in speech? Like I said, enunciate clearly. You should be moving your mouth properly. If you don't move your mouth properly, it will not be clear. Yes, and the recording for the master classes are available on YouTube. Yes, okay. You can go to our YouTube channel, IELTS Prep by LeapScholar, and you will find all the previous master classes recordings. You can watch it there. Can we use hand gestures while speaking? Yes, definitely. You can. Use hand gestures because it improves your expression and it also improves your fluency as well. Yes, okay. Okay, guys, so the ideas that I've given you here are common to beginners as well, not just for intermediate users. It is for beginners as well as intermediate users. So please start with simple sentences, like I said. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's continue here. 20 days. If you're currently on a B1 level, yes, Tejashwini, you can clear it in 20 days. Right. Okay. So for reading, please start by reading passages without looking at the questions, right? When you start reading, focusing on the meaning is your primary objective. Don't worry about questions. Don't worry about question types. Don't worry about time. It is too soon to do that. When you are starting with reading for the first time, please focus only on understanding. That is your main goal. Yes. And read one paragraph at a time and try to understand what is the central idea in that paragraph. Do not jump to question types. Please don't do that. It can be very overwhelming. So you should start with just understanding. Read it, understand it, and then you can start thinking about other aspects of the reading section. So initially, you will only focus on the understanding part, right? Okay. And when you are reading, you should learn. This is very, very important. You should be learning how to use reference words. These reference words like this, that, these, those, which, whenever you see this in a paragraph, you should notice what is this pointing to. If you see the word which, you should see which is that pointing to, right? This is very important. And reading questions and finding possible synonyms is the next step. Now, you should not do this immediately, only after you have become a bit comfortable with understanding the meaning. Only after that, you should start looking for synonyms. Yes, then we will try and locate answers. Yes, okay. Okay, guys, all general questions I will answer later. Let's finish looking at the study plan. Yes, only after you have finished understanding the meaning, only then you should start looking at question types. Please keep that in mind. It is very, very important. Last thing that we're looking at today is writing task. And for writing task, I'll give you two tips. Okay. Yes, we have task 1 and task 2. This is the structure you should be following for task 1. Intro, overview, body 1 and body paragraph 2. For task 2, you should have introduction, body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. Yes. So if you want more details on the structuring of an essay, how to structure the example, how to structure complex sentences, please watch my previous videos, which are available on YouTube. I have explained in great detail. All of this I have explained. Yes. So there are 1 hour long sessions on these kinds of details. You can watch those, but these are the things that you should know. You should know how to structure your answer. And at the beginning of today's session, we also looked at a sample question. So I think you have an idea of how to structure your paragraphs. You have to have an important point and then supporting and elaborating points. Yes, how to structure examples, I have talked about in detail in the previous session. You can watch that as well, but in general, your examples, it is better not to use the word I or session. When we looked at the question, we noted down all the ideas and then we combined those ideas. Then we prioritized those ideas. This is something you should learn how to do. And if you've not done that yet, please start doing it. And if you have your exam soon, then definitely do this at least 1 time a day, 1 question per day. Write down your ideas, combine ideas, organize your ideas, and prioritize your ideas. This is definitely important. And if you can spend 5 minutes doing this per day, your essay task is going to be much, much better. Okay. Another question that many students have asked me, ma'am, can I get a sample answer for a 9-band essay? Many students have asked me this, right? And the best example for a 9-band writing task is the reading section. The reading passages are all at a 9-band level. The only thing is that we will not write answers that long. We will only write 4 paragraphs. But the reading passages, if you go through them, you will see that they follow this exact structure. Inside each paragraph, you will find an important or main point, and then they will elaborate on that. Then they will give an example. Yes, this is the best place for you to look for a 9-band essay. If you have not noticed this before, please go and look at it. Any reading passage in the IELTS exam, any reading passage you take will be in this format. Each paragraph will be following the format. So what more do you need? Right? If you want a sample, you want to know how a 9-band essay is supposed to look like, read the reading passages. That is the level of a 9-band. Yes? Okay. So examples are structured without using I or we, and passages should, your entire essay should follow this structure. Introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and then conclusions. Yes? Okay, so that brings us to the end of the session. These are things that you should be doing. And if you are trying to learn complex or complicated sentence structures, you want to get a very high band, you can do this by mimicking the structures from the reading section. Yes, so if you see a complicated reading section, you can try and learn from that. I'll show you one example for this. Here's an example. You will see that. You see what they're talking about. This is a Neeraj, no, it is no longer like that. You can host the rooms if you join any of the batches. You don't need to pay for that. Okay, guys, so many of you are asking about the batches, so I'll quickly tell you about that as well. The batches are free of charge. You can join any batch that you want. All the plus batches are free. So it's a 4-week course, 2 weeks course, plus batches are free. You can join any of them, and you can host your own speaking rooms as well. You can invite your friends to join you there as well. Yes? Okay, I'm sharing the link again for the speaking rooms for any of you who want to do this. Speaking clubs are different. Speaking clubs need to be booked. I'm not talking about that. Yes. All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much. You can see that you need to spend time on the practice. Those of you who are just starting out, please follow the tips that we talked about today. There is always a starting point, regardless of where you stand, even if you feel that your language is very poor or you are just at a beginner level. Don't be intimidated. It is very possible for you to improve your IELTS score, but you need to start one step at a time. And today we did talk about things you can do to start from the beginner level. Yes. All right. Okay, guys, thank you all for joining us today, and do join the master classes continuously, and you can avail the fast track videos for free. When we are speaking, will we have a book and pen with us? Yes, not a book and pen, a notepad. They will give you a sheet and a pencil. You can make your notes and you can look at your notes while you speak. Yes. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. And I hope you will start You will start practicing even if you are finding it difficult right now. Thank you. Have a good weekend.